Yes.
Hi, this is Danieli Parker.
And this is Cristi Parsons, and we are
The Perfectly Imperfect Principals.
okay. We're so excited to be here with you today, Danieli.
Cristi, I'm excited about today's topic because when I was starting out as a principal, we had a mentor. We had kind of a coach.
We did.
It was a coach that we had the district had hired that would come in and meet with us a couple
We were
of times
so
a year.
lucky. Yes.
One, I love that. If you can ever get a coach just for you, just to coach, it's phenomenal. And I'll never forget Lynn. Her name was Lynn Poffenberger, and loved Lynn. She had been a superintendent, and she just had a passion for wanting to help leaders.
Yes.
And I'll never forget, Cristi. She asked me a question. I want to ask all of you to resonate and see, can you answer this question? What is it that you expect and stand for? And can your staff articulate that as a leader? You as a leader.
Yep.
And Cristi, I thought, like, in a conversation, I think sometimes we think like, oh, everybody knows that. Like, yes. But when you have to like really sit down and look somebody in the eye and be like, can I articulate that to you? And if you were to go ask my staff, could they articulate that to you as well? And Cristi, I had an aha as a little baby principal that I don't think my staff could answer that question.
Well, and I think as a new baby principal, could you answer that question for yourself?
And at the time I couldn't.
No, you couldn't. Right.
And then
So
I felt
that's step one.
I felt like, oh gosh, but you know what? It's never too late.
Never too late.
But this is a great time for you to stop and reflect about who are you as a leader?
What are your beliefs?
How are you communicating that to the staff? And can they truly articulate that because they know that about you?
And are your actions proving that what you say? So you first step is determine who you are as a leader. Second step, communicate it, and then act like it.
Yeah, because sometimes we want to be something, but our
That
actions
we're
and
not.
our words
Yes.
are not that.
They're not aligned. And trust me, in the relationship world, I see this all the time. We won't go there, but anyways, yes. Let's make sure our words and actions match.
Because anybody
leaders.
can put anything down.
Yes.
And I think that is
Yes.
something, leaders, I don't want you just to go to ChatGPT and have it write it
No,
out for you.
please don't. This is something you want to write out yourself. I worked with the principal. I coached her. And, you know, I just say the world just comes, things happen naturally. You know, I was coached at one time, and now I get to the joy of coaching others. But I was coaching a lady, and I said to her, after about 3 times with her, I said, your staff doesn't know what you're about. That's why, because she was like, why are they always so confused? They don't know what you're about. They don't know what you stand for. They don't know your beliefs. And she goes, so I had her do this writing assignment with a pen and paper. No help with AI. Pen and paper, and write down who you are, what you believe in, what will you die on a vine for, right? What are some things that are non-negotiables for you as a leader? Your true core beliefs. What are your pet peeves? What do you like to celebrate? And when she did that, then I helped her create one slide, that was it, that she did in a staff learning. And from there, I wish you could have chills. Just this one thing. She figured it out. She communicated it, and it aligned to her actions because she's an authentic person. So her actions didn't have to change because
It was who she was.
It was who she was, but she hadn't communicated it, and she really didn't know. And the shift in that culture just from that one activity, it was amazing because they knew who she was and what she believed in and who she was as a leader.
I think it's so powerful. And Cristi, sometimes I think the hardest thing in that is really reflecting and realizing who you are, like who you, like being able to articulate that.
Right.
What is it that you're willing to stand for? What are you not going to waver in? And if you are being authentic with that, then your actions should already be showing that.
Yeah. So one of the things that I have on my slide of who I am as a leader is that I have a serious pet peeve of low expectations. Very serious. It's just my pet peeve. It grinds my nerves. And so that's one of the things that anyone who works with me, has ever worked with me and alongside me, and I've worked alongside them, knows that. I hold myself to high expectations, and I hold others around me to high expectations, but I not only want to hold them to that, I want them to have high expectations for themselves and for others, because my core belief is if we set the bar here, people will rise to that. If we set the bar here, people are going to rise to that. It's true. It's natural behavior. So whatever that bar is set to, I love, is it TCU? Who's the basketball coach? The lady who's thickest? No. Anyways, there's a lady basketball coach, blonde hair, real flamboyant. I mean, like I can't think of her name. But anyways, y'all know who she is. She said that. She came in and said, we will be champions. Mm-hmm. We will be champions. And guess what? They were champions that year. And just the expectation is this is what we're going to do. So that's one of mine. And I walked that. You could say I walked that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Like kindergartners can walk to the cafeteria and pay their cafeteria bill by themselves, right?
Yes.
We don't often line up to do that. So just things like that are is setting that bar high. So what's one thing about you, Danieli, as a leader that the people that you've worked with know about you?
If you say you're going to do something, do it. Like, I always think that your credibility is in your actions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. So if I said I was going to do something, I was going to do it.
And I'm going to tell you, as a witness, everyone that works alongside her knows that Danieli's true to her word. They know that about you. They know that when you say you will do it, you're going to show up.
If something happens, you're going to know why I didn't do it. Like,
you're
going to be in the know.
Yes.
And so for
I know
me,
that about you. Mm-hmm.
Follow through and doing what you say you're going to do. And I expected the same for my staff.
Yes.
They said they were going to do something, then I was expected they were going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it was the mutual respect between each other. I think the other one, Cristi, is professional communication.
Yes.
I expect professional communication towards students, towards coworkers, and towards parents. That was something that I expected. And if you weren't being professional, then I did hold people accountable for that, because that damaged the environment around us.
And then I learned at an early age to, sometimes you learn from others what you don't want to do as a leader. And I saw this leader change their mind based on what teacher they were talking to. So I would say, I'm just going to make an example. All right. Everybody for the first 2 weeks of school is going to be on duty. We're all going to be outside at arrival dismissal. I would see this leader say, Danielle, you know what? I'm just not a morning person, and so I'm not going to do morning, okay, for these 2 weeks. I'll help in the afternoon. He would say, oh, okay, that's fine. What?
Consistency?
Yeah. But it truly, then it became, well, the school knew these were the favorites, and the answer depended on when you asked and who asked it.
That drives me insane.
Yeah. So that, to me, again, was a leader who didn't know who they were, though, right? They wanted to be liked. They wanted to be a people pleaser. And so you have when you figure out who you are as a leader, not only do you want to know your strengths and what you will, I say, go down for, like I'm going high expectations, but also what are your limitations. So one of mine that Danielle helped me with, I knew as a leader that I'm very impulsive, and I tend to like to wait till the last minute to do everything, because it just has to come to me naturally. And so one of the things she talked about was that professional communication. So Danielle was like, Cristi, we have to communicate. You have to communicate before it's happening. You can't just start communicating in the moment, because that's what I did. And so she really taught me systems that I now still adhere to this day of communicating everything in advance. But I knew that was my weakness, so got help with that. Covered.
You know your strengths and you know what you're going to stand for. Something else, Cristi, that I stood for that to this day is if it's not good enough for your personal child, your nephew, your niece, your brother, your sister, whoever it is that you have an education, like if it doesn't meet the standard for them, then it's not good enough for this child. We were kid-centered. If it's not good enough for somebody in our own family, then it's not good enough for this child. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you that held really high standards.
Yes.
because we do have high expectations for our own personal kids and what we want for our own personal kids. So if we're trying to establish that for every child that's stepping foot in our building, it is a high responsibility. But we all had collective ownership of it. And so Cristi, my staff knew that I took that really seriously, and something that they laugh about, and like some of them have laughed about it now. And this was, again, me as a leader. Mike Mattos had said in a training once, like, as an instructional leader on your campus, as a principal, do you know your kids? Do you know their story? Do you know their data? Can you talk about that authentically? That stuck with me.
Yeah.
I have a high respect for Mike Mattos. I just have a lot of respect for the man. And so he's somebody that...
We'll have him on our...
We'll get him
as a guest.
But I just have a lot of respect for him. And so when he told me that, I was like, do I know them that well? And I did know them, but did I know them to that level? And so I actually started a data folder, a data binder for each grade level. And each child in my school building had their own sheet where I hand wrote their scores. I hand wrote anytime we met about that student, whether it was a parent calling or a teacher, I wrote my notes in there so that way I would have their full story. And the teachers afterwards, after I left that campus, they said, you knew their stories. We knew when we came to you about a student that you were going to know everything, that you were truly on the same team with us. So it wasn't that I just expected my staff to know their students and their stories. I took ownership in knowing their stories and knowing who they were as learners and as individuals as well. But that was something that I wasn't going to waver on, is we were going to get to know our kids. Our kids were more than a number to me.
Yeah.
They were not just a number or a name on a roster. They were someone's child. This is an important person. And by golly, did we probably make mistakes? Absolutely.
Yes.
I make my mistakes with my own personal kids all the time. Like, yes, we're going to make mistakes. Yes, we're going to do something wrong, or we should have tried this instead of that, or did we miss this? We didn't, whatever it is, because our own personal kids, we mess up all the time too.
Yes.
But we were going to do the best that we could. But it wasn't just on my teachers, it was on me too. But they knew that. And they knew that when I said we're going to be kid-centered, I was considered with them. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just them.
The actions again. Yes. If I expect you to do it, then as a leader, I'm going to do it too. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do also.
Yes.
I was thinking when you said that about, I think it would be fun. She said something that made me think this. It'd be fun for you, especially if you've been leading for a while on your campus, to do like some kind of activity where you get feedback. What kind of leader am I? What do I stand for? What do I believe in? And see if your staff can communicate that.
Now that's a mirror.
That's a mirror, so get ready.
I mean, but you got to get ready for that and for
but I
the
think it'd be
imperfections.
fun, actually, to see.
It can be, but if you're a perfectionist,
Okay. See.
if you're one that you're really critical on yourself, because I'm that person, those are very uncomfortable activities.
Yes.
Like those
See,
make me
me.
want to throw up.
Yes. See.
But I mean, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like I get past. I've learned how to get past those things. But it is a mirror. You're going to see the flaws. You're going to see the things that you thought people knew about you that they don't know about you. Or there's going to be celebrations that they did know about you. You're like, okay.
You're like, oh, I didn't know they knew that.
They know that about me.
I think it's a really good activity.
It really is, but I know there's people out there that are like me,
She's
and you're
feeling
going to
for
be like, that's scary. It is scary.
It is scary, but do it.
Just be brave and
be
just
brave.
do it and just say, hey, I just really want to learn and grow. And I'm going to tell you, it's a great learning and growing opportunity. And if you're thinking, I don't even, Cristi, you're sitting here saying, get a piece of paper and write it out. I don't even know where to start. Think about 5 adjectives you'd want people to use to describe you as a leader.
Yeah.
Just narrow it down to 5 adjectives.
Yeah.
And then think about, what are the actions? What does that look like and sound like on my campus and in the work that I'm doing?
Yeah.
Because again, Cristi, if you can't articulate it, you can't expect your staff to articulate it.
That's right.
And then we get frustrated when we act like they don't know us, but we never even open that door for them to see that side of us or to know that about us, because our actions maybe aren't showing that we thought we were showing. It's such a good reflective one, and it's so powerful.
Don't overthink it. Do like we teach our kids, do a quick write. Just whatever comes out of your brain.
Yes.
Just dump it. Like, don't try to edit. Just write. And then my suggestion is you get with someone that you trust.
Yes.
And say, let's go over this and what patterns do you see? What do we see? And then you can highlight some things and make your little list that you know.
Yeah.
But I would love for you to do that.
But Cristi, also, like, there may be something you want people to say about you that they're not saying about you. So then take that as a reflective. Okay, I really want people to say this about me.
Yes.
So what am I going to change in my actions to start living to meet this adjective. Like, don't think like, well, that's just not me. That'll never be me. And oh gosh, that's one of my pet peeves. Well, I'm just not that personality, so that's just never going to be who I am. You as a leader can grow.
Yes.
Cristi, I laugh about this, but it's really true. I am a natural introvert.
Yes,
Okay.
she is.
I am.
Yes, she is.
I am an introvert. Like when one of my fourth grade teachers found out that I was going into administration, became an AP, they were like, Danieli, like the quietest girl in the classroom, the one that didn't speak, is now going to be an assistant principal. And I'll never forget, there was an assembly or something and you had me like, here, just go out there and just do this or whatever. I like had a panic attack in there. Like inside, I'm like dying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's 800 people in here. There's all these lights. I don't have a speech written. Like
all out of her comfort zone.
I mean, I was doing everything not to just like be dripping sweat out of me. Okay. I'm a natural introvert. I will be happy reading my book on a pool lounger in my own little bubble. I'm happy with it. But now, Cristi, like I grew into like, I can go to a conference by myself and go meet complete strangers and go like meet people.
Yeah.
I can go do a training in a district that I don't know anybody and start connecting with people.
I can hand her the microphone and she can just
And I don't
speak.
panic anymore. Like there's no sweat coming like, I got this now. But what I'm saying, leaders, is that if it's not your strength right now, it does not mean it's not something you can grow in. You can grow in this. Oh, I'm not really good at giving compliments to people. Well, either use that as an excuse or grow in it. And so you can grow in these things. Don't feel like, oh, that's just not my personality. Well, it may not be your strength, but you can be intentional in growing with that. If we want to be strong leaders, we're always looking to grow.
Yes.
And so...
And this is where I truly see the most confusion, is if there's a disconnect between, the teachers will say it's communication, but it's not. It's a disconnect of they don't truly know who you are as a leader. That if you deep dive into it, because a lot of the things that people say are the problem are not truly the problem. It's the surface problem. You have to get deeper. And so when they say, well, this principal has poor communication skills, I think that's a surface a lot of times for, no, they really truly don't know who you are and what you believe and what you stand for.
And that uncertainty, they start writing their own narrative of you.
Yes.
So...
Yes.
Cristi, I always say this, especially about social media. You can either write your story or somebody else is going to write your story for you.
Yes.
So you can either write your narrative of what type of leader you are and want to become, or others are going to write that narrative for you.
Yeah.
So
You write
become
the
the
narrative.
author,
Yep, become an
grab
author.
that pencil, grab the piece of paper right now, and just 5 adjectives that you would want people to describe you as a leader.
Or brain dump.
Or brain dump it. But if you
One
just...
of the two.
One of the two.
Get busy.
So... And Cristi, I will
Ask
say this,
others.
as we said, don't use AI, but I will say this too. This is helpful. Sometimes you can open up an AI tool and just say, this is just to kind of brain dump, like verbally dump it all in there and just say, based off what I just said, what are
5 adjectives.
5 adjectives you'd use to describe me as a leader?
Leader, yeah.
Or give me a list of adjectives you'd use to describe me as leader. And then it will help brainstorm with you.
Yeah.
It can be that brainstorming partner
It
for
can,
you.
yes.
But you have to articulate all of the thoughts down.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we've given you a task. I'm excited about it. Drop in the comments.
Drop in the comments, what is something you would want your staff to say about you?
Yeah. What is it? Let us know. Can't wait to see.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for joining us today. Embrace our imperfections and celebrate our win.
Until next time.